them they're not allowed to post signs until I proofread them.
Sam, that's actually good for your comedy act.
Well, some people need to be proofread.
It's funny.
The last one I corrected them on said holiday Timmings.
You got it? Timmings. Right there.
And they're like, no, timings. And I'm like, no, you put 2 M's in there. It's Timmings.
Can you make me a little lower?
I got lower? Sure. It's a good thing I wrote it and haven't printed it out.
Is that better?
All right, say
What?
hi.
So
Say
it's a
hi.
good thing I wrote it and didn't have it printed
Hi.
out.
Yeah, that would have been embarrassing
Say
if you
hi.
went through all
Yep.
the trouble.
What's up?
I'm still, for me, only mine make it a little lower. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I don't know
Maybe
why you're
I'm
so
so
loud.
tired tonight.
Are you
Everything's
abnormally
normal.
tired?
I'm abnormally tired.
I'm exhausted
The
myself.
headphones are all
But that's
all
not
the way
abnormal.
down. If you go
Why
anywhere
not?
and get that crackling
So
sound
like
Okay.
on a page.
from the master.
You
And
can.
hers is like
You
right in
can,
the
you
middle.
share
So if you go too low, you can hear
Yeah, I
it.
had to copy the link to post it on
No.
my.
Sam, how's
Try it
your
won't- for
sound?
some
Well, I
reason.
posted
I
it
think
to
I
my
sound
personal one.
okay.
I'm trying to post it on my
Oh,
artist
okay.
page, but I don't know why it's not working.
All right. So you got it on your
Just like
personal?
crack.
Hey, Jess.
Oh, wait, you know why? Oh, it is public.
I don't know.
Oh, no, let me make it public, sorry. Maybe that's why? Hold on, guys. Gino, can you make that public?
Now you got to restart the stream.
No, don't do that.
That's the only
No, it
problem.
said, I don't know, it's saying on one part it's public, on one part it's not.
That's Facebook. They're screwing around with everybody. I hate them.
Stop.
Well, you're on YouTube. You're on Hamilton Radio on YouTube.
Conspiracy.
Pretty much, Sam. It's 5 o'clock. You want to start?
Yes.
Kara?
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Let's start.
We'll start. Okay.
It's always 5 o'clock at
Music? You want
hamiltonradio.net.
music too? Hold on. I got your theme. Okay.
Yes.
Turn on myself, please.
All right, let's do it.
30 seconds, guys. And then we'll tweak the microphones and headsets. There we go. Recording. There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jerry Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Jerry Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do,
Just what to do, just what to do.
if what you're feeling is really true,
Is it really true? Is it really true?
just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change the sound, change the sound. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Jerry Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
Hello,
Mic's on, put a mic
everyone,
on.
and welcome to Girl Power on Hamilton Radio.
Girl power, in case you guys missed that. Her mic was off.
My mic's off?
No, it's on now. It's on there. Girl
Oh,
power,
Girl Power.
hamiltonradio.net.
Where we have 2 male guests. Yay!
Well, only one in-house.
Yes.
We do have 2 back there behind the boards.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
I'm just going to give you some shout-outs. We got Ruben like the sandwich.
Yeah.
And I got Gino back there, too. I don't really have anything funny to say about Gino.
Well, you can say something.
So I was listening to your theme song, and I know it by heart, obviously. Can we pick another poem and make another theme song for you?
No, because it costs $250.
Oh.
So we're keeping it.
Let's do a GoFundMe. No, GoFundMe. We need a new Jerry Petito intro because she has so many poems that we can turn into a
It's so
song.
funny. So listen, tell everyone who you are.
My name is Samantha Lillis from Jim's Bagel Off right down the street. Best bagels in Robbinsville. Competition's getting smaller and smaller, guys. And we are recently revamping the entire store inside and out, from the menu right down to the personnel. So stop on in. I really hope to see all of you there. And everyone that has come in and said that they've seen me from Hamilton Radio, I really appreciate, one, that you're supporting hamiltonradio.net, and 2 is that you're keeping it local and going to Jim's Bagel Off. So thank you.
So that's great. And I am Jerry Petito, as everyone knows, the author of I'm Not an Addict, I'm Just an Ass.
Just an ass.
Just an ass. I love it. So
Inappropriate word for a bagel store, though.
yeah, oh yeah. Donkey, it's really donkey. So we have one of my favorite people calling in as a guest tonight, and we also have a young man who's I could tell going to be one of my favorite people as well.
I knew when I met him you were gonna love him.
I love him, and I love the dreads.
Thank you.
Forget about it.
Did you tell me how long you've had them?
July was 5 years.
Wow.
So he will also be a guest. You'll tell the day. Tell everyone who you are, what you're about, when you're coming back on my show as the guest.
What's up, guys? I'm Mike Oregano, one-man band. Check it out on the internet. Look it up everywhere. Google search Mike Oregano, like the spice. I'm coming back here. I believe. Let me check. I got it right in front of me.
Okay.
I'm coming back in January. I'll be performing. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're gonna bring your box.
The pedal board. Yeah.
Oh, pedal board.
On,
Sorry.
Tuesday, January 16th at 5 o'clock.
So tell us about like your box, I guess.
It's a pedal board.
Okay,
I was
tell
just
us, like,
corrected.
tell us about your pedal board. Tell us
It's
like
amazing.
what you do.
The pedal board, I built it myself, and basically, how do I simplify it? I use loopers, which are recording pedals.
Okay.
So I play my guitar in it, and it records the guitar, and then using different sound effects and yada yada. I'm not gonna give out the secret. The
Okay.
guitar plays through a guitar amp, and then the guitar also sounds like a bass guitar. And it plays through a bass amp, so when I record it in and they play, it's all in real time. I record the guitar and the bass. They play through different amps, and I play drums with my feet while I then play the lead guitar and I sing, and then I play keyboards that are mounted on my microphone stand as well.
It's
So
insane.
when you're back on my show, are you going to be set up like right here in front of us?
If you want me to bring the drums, I can.
I mean, you can do whatever you want.
Wait, like a drum set or what you
Yeah.
had on?
No, what I had the other night I played here, that was just my acoustic setup.
Oh.
In addition to that, I have a kick drum. I use my right foot, and I play a snare drum with my left foot on top of that.
So it's only 2 drums.
It sounds like a whole drum set, though.
That's what I mean. But
Yeah.
so it's not a problem bringing them.
Oh, no.
Yes. That's
I
We
mean-
have manpower to bring it up the stairs too, since you're obviously the artiste.
I mean, right now I carry all my own shit. I'm used to that.
Uh-huh.
Oh. You need some roadies. That's what they're called, right?
Maybe if I start making some
I think
more money.
I think she's like trying for a job here.
Oh yeah. I am not that much manpower. I'd be like, oh my god, my nails. So you know, I don't even have nails, but I'd probably say that.
All right, do it. So this is how we'll do that then. I would love that. We'll set you up
Yeah.
right here in front. It'll be wow.
Sure.
Show everyone what, because Jerry gets a huge audience, and you're
Cool.
gonna get your name out there. You're gonna go viral, and all
All
of a
over
sudden,
Australia, everywhere.
and they're gonna see
Okay.
what you can do. Because
Yeah.
what I saw, and that's just your acoustics. That was amazing, man.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
So play a little something before while we're waiting for my
Oh.
guests to call in.
Okay.
Sure. Wow. I love all
Okay.
this stuff, right?
Oh, I love live music in
amazing.
general.
Play something. What should I play?
Usually, I have alcohol in my solo cup.
Sometimes you can hear it right to the
It's just water, guys. I swear.
Give me half a second.
Sure. Take your time.
Guitar's been in the car.
I guess the temperature would affect.
The wood, yeah. Which then would affect the strings.
Whenever I pretend to play guitar, like by taking a friend's guitar, apparently I've been holding it wrong the entire time.
Pretending.
Pretending. Just to pose for pictures, really.
You want to play the whole song?
Do whatever you want until we get a caller.
Okay.
He'll be calling in at like 5:15. I just love this kind of music.
Me too.
Fly me
Right?
to the moon.
Yep.
Let me play among stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars. In other words, hold my hand. In other words, baby, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true. In other words, I'm loving you. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I long for, all I worship and adore. In other words, please be true, true, true. Yeah, in other words, say in other words, in other words, I love you.
So wait, I have a question for you. I would never, ever in a million years thought you would be singing that kind of a song.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Yep.
I mean, it doesn't really go with the whole dread thing, but it's really awesome.
No, oh my, that is totally a jam song. Like I could see him at a coffee shop. I
That's
got,
right. Yeah.
yeah, right. I got like
Yeah,
a
but
latte
I
in
was
front of
thinking
me.
like we're gonna be hearing some Bob Marley from you.
Can't judge a book by its
I
cover.
can't.
There you
I
go.
can't.
Well, I mean, I do reggae, jazz, and hip hop,
Okay.
but I usually mix them.
Okay.
I've been listening to a lot of
So
jazz.
I knew you had to
music
get some
separately.
reggae.
That would be considered jazz. What you just
Well, that was a
did?
jazz song. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been listening to jazz like the last few days, so it's.
So that wasn't your song?
That was Frank
No.
Sinatra.
Oh, you know I'm not cultured.
That's
Come
why
on.
I said that. He,
Yeah.
this young man in dreads, just sang a Frank Sinatra song.
And he killed it. I mean, I don't know how Frankie Boy did it, but
I grew up
Yes.
listening to that kind of
That's
stuff.
so cool.
Thank
do you do New York, New York?
Nah.
Yeah, that's an intense
Can
song.
you do a Bob Marley?
Yeah.
Let's hear it, baby.
Oh yeah, let's jam out.
Let's hear it, baby.
Said I wanna love you and treat you right. I wanna love you every day and every night. We'll be together with a roof right over our heads. We'll share the shelter of my single bed. We'll share the same room and jumping by the breath. Is it love, is it love, is it love, is it love that I'm feeling? Is it love, is it love, is it love, is it love that I'm feeling? Whoa, whoa. Got to know, got to know, got to know now. Got to know now. I'm willing and able. So I throw my cards on your table. I wanna love you. I wanna love and treat you. Love and treat you right. I wanna love you every day, every night. We'll be together with a roof right over our heads. We'll share the shelter of my single bed. We'll share the same room and jumping by the bread. Is it love, is it love, is it love, is it love that I'm feeling? Is it love, is it love, is it love, is it love that I'm feeling? Whoa, whoa. Got to know, got to know, got to know now. Got to know, got to know, got to know now. I'm willing and able. So I throw my cards on your table.
Oh my goodness, I just love your voice.
I know.
Oh,
Did
my
you see when
goodness.
he did that one long note? You could see like his tongue moving. You have such a talent.
Thanks.
So
I
how long
mean-
have you been singing?
Oh,
Amazing.
but no,
The way he has control of those vocal cords.
over it. 13 years
How old are you?
I'm gonna be 27 on Saturday.
Happy birthday.
Thank
Oh,
you.
happy
That's
birthday.
awesome.
27.
Are you married?
I am.
And do you have any kids?
No.
Oh.
My wife was here last time.
Yeah, I didn't
Oh,
know she was your wife.
That's
though.
right, that's right.
Oh, that was my wife.
I
That's
thought,
right, that's
I
right.
thought you guys were just dating.
No,
Girlfriend, boyfriend.
no.
Never judge a book by its cover.
I know. Well, I knew they were together in some way. They were cute. So I have a question. Since I'm sure you write your own music too, right?
Sure.
When you're performing at these various venues,
Guys,
you're
we got
allowed
your-
to do covers?
We got your caller. I don't want
Okay.
you to interrupt.
Oh.
We got your
Okay.
caller.
We'll get back to you, Mike.
Yeah,
Okay.
get right back to him. Go ahead. Here you go.
Peter?
Yep, go ahead.
Hello?
Hey, it's Peter Alden.
Hi, Peter Alden. How are you? Finally.
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. So I want you to tell everybody who you are and what you're all about. We'll start there.
Okay. Right now, we're recording already. Right
We're
now.
recording,
Yes,
Dave.
we're live.
Recording. We're live.
All right. Well, my name is Peter Alden. I'm an entertainer down here in the Florida area. I was with Legends in Concert for about 3 years, a little over 3 years, doing Elvis Presley. And I've taken the knowledge of working in that show, and I've branched out, and I do another show that's more devoted to music of the 50s and 60s, which I loved, and obviously including some Elvis in it. And I still do a full Elvis show, but this other show I do is called Mr. 57, and it's a salute to the idols of Bandstand, because in our tagline we say that before there was American Idol, there was American Bandstand. So
Yep.
this is
What
a
is Bandstand?
salute to the
Yes.
idols of Bandstand.
So, Peter, this is Samantha. She's my co-host on Thursday night. She's a lot younger, and she just asked you a question. Go ahead.
What is bandstand?
Oh, she's fine.
Oh, oh my God! It really sucks.
Okay, how do you feel, Peter? How you doing?
Is it like the old version of American Idol?
Well,
Old version?
Like
no,
back
American
in the day?
Bandstand was a show that started on the radio and went all the way up into the mid 1980s. It was hosted by Dick Clark, and he basically played all the popular songs of the time, and a lot of times the performers would be on and they would lip sync to their big records, and fans would rate them, and then they dance to them, and God, I know I'm feeling incredibly old and decrepit now that
Okay, you believe
I'm
this
having
nonsense? And I bet she
describe
doesn't
this.
even know who Dick Clark
I
is.
do know who Dick
Oh,
Clark
okay.
is, and unfortunately he has passed.
All right.
So I do
Yeah.
know who he is.
So tell us
Yeah.
more about
Sounds like a
you
great
right
show,
now.
though.
Good, Peter.
Yeah, no, I'm
Continue
sorry.
on with about you now.
Okay. Well, tell you a little bit more about me.
Yes.
I don't know, where do you want me to start? Do you want me
Well-
to start all the way back at the beginning and
well,
go through everything?
All right,
or-
how about if we do this? How about if I start with your poem? I'm going to
That
start
sounds
with your
great.
poem, and then we're going to play a song, because I do, of course, want to tell everyone, or why don't you tell everyone how my name is going to be mentioned and what song? Why don't you tell them that now?
I will tell them that right now. We will be mentioning Jerry's name because what we've decided to do, as I perform live and people see the CDs, I have a lot of fans have asked for specific songs for me to record specific songs. And so we decided what we would do is we would create a CD that was just specifically fan requests. And they would give us a donation, and we would record that song, and we're going to give them a mention, and we're going to talk about and I guess we didn't tell you this, Jerry, but we just like to give a little background for the people as to why they like that particular song, so that when we put the liner notes together, everybody knows. For example, Jerry likes the song "Such a Night," which is the one that we put on for her, and just a couple little sentences, and depending on how much room we have on the CD cover, we're going to try to give the people who buy the CD a chance to see why people like that particular song, what connection it has to them, and that kind of thing. But we thought it would be a really neat thing to do for the fans, especially that they have a direct input into the CD. It's not something we put together. It's something that all the songs that are on it were requested by fans.
So that those one or two liners that you're gonna have to put in, you'll have to clean up, and I'll share with you guys, in private, why I love that song. You'll have to clean it up a little bit, though. It might be a little X-rated, Sam.
I don't know the song.
The sexiest song Elvis Presley ever sang, honey. Okay, you know what?
Yeah,
We're gonna play that song first. How about we do that, and then I'll read your poem.
Oh, great! Sounds
Let's
good.
play it. Such a Night.
This is his version.
This is his version. Peter Alden singing "Such a Night."
It was a night, what a night it was, it really was such a night. The night was bright, oh how bright it was, it really was such a night. The night was alive with stars above. Ooh, and she kissed me, I had to fall in love. Oh, it was a kiss. Ooh, what a kiss it was, it really was such a kiss. Oh, how she could kiss. Oh, what a kiss it was, it really was such a kiss. Just the thought of her lips sets me on fire. I reminisce and I feel great desire. But I gave my heart to her in sweet surrender. How will I remember? I'll always remember. Oh, that night. Ooh, what a night it was, it really was such a night. Came the dawn, had my heart in her love, and the night was gone. But I'll never forget such a kiss in the moonlight. How will I remember? I'll always remember. Oh, that night. Ooh, what a night it was, it really was such a night. Came the dawn, had my heart in her love, and the night was gone. But I'll never forget such a kiss in the moonlight. Ooh, such a kiss, such a night. It was a night, ooh, what a night it was, it really was such a night. When we kissed, I had to fall in love. But I gave my heart to her in sweet surrender. How will I remember? I'll always remember. Oh, that night. Ooh, what a night it was, it really was such a night. When we kissed, I had to fall in love. Well, she's gone, gone, gone. Yes, she's gone, gone, gone. Came the dawn, 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 and my love was gone. But before that dawn, yes, before that dawn, and before that dawn. Such a night.
it's the moaning and stuff that you
Yes,
like.
that's right.
Okay, I could see it. I could see it.
Closing your eyes,
I
picturing
felt
Elvis.
it a little bit, Peter.
Picturing
little
Elvis
bit.
singing
That
it.
was amazing.
You got that? That was amazing, Peter.
He sounded like Elvis
He
from what
does.
I know about Elvis.
How beautiful, right?
That was fantastic.
That
What
was
do you
amazing.
think, Mike?
Too much processing.
Yeah.
So maybe Mike, you could learn that song and sing it that night. So Peter, I'm gonna read your poem to you, darling. All right.
Peter, do we
Peter,
lose
you
Peter?
there?
No, I'm here.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Hi, Peter.
All right. So ready?
got
Hi,
poems.
how are you?
So Peter rocks. Peter Alden is my guest tonight. Amazing singer. This guy's all right. When he sings Elvis, it takes you away to a faraway place that you want to stay. He has a 5-octave range. Man, this boy could sing. His voice mimics many. He sings more than the king. Ricky Nelson, for one, and Bobby Rydell. Dion and the Belmonts, Bobby Darin as well. Let's not forget Fabian, an Elvis wannabe. He had the chicks going wild. Not bad on the eyes, was he? Oh, I'm sorry. So sorry. Hold on.
This is blasphemy right
This
now.
is, oh my goodness.
Interrupting a Jerry poem?
Oh, no.
How dare they?
Sorry. Give me 1 second. Make sure the volume won't go down. What's going
Oh,
on?
no, you're powering off.
No,
there
all
you
right.
go.
Sorry. Ouch.
Back to the poem.
Okay. Peter does a tribute to the Beach Boys as well. Him and the Corvairs. Am I saying that right?
Yep.
This band
Yep.
rocks, I can tell. Peter's entertained in faraway lands, Singapore and Beijing, as his career expands. Vancouver and Wales, Puerto Rico with force. Don't forget Mexico and Orlando, of course. In 2015, he was known as the King, Epic Championship finalist, tribute to Elvis he'd sing. He's also an activist for a really sad cause. It's called ALD, in Making New Laws. 2 adopted sons, I admire you so. Sorry you lost one. You had no way to know. You are an amazing and talented man, and I thank you for all that you do. I promise you this, my friend, God's incredibly proud of you. I'm really,
That's
really
sweet.
sorry,
That gave me
Peter.
chills at the end.
I'm really sorry about your son.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
That was so cool. I love that you do those. I think that's fantastic. I love it.
My phone if it rings again, I can't get the volume down for some crazy reason right now. But can you tell everyone about that organization?
Yeah, the disease it's hyphenated ALD. It's called adrenoleukodystrophy, and it affects just boys. It's an X-linked chromosome disease. It just affects boys, and it usually strikes before the age of 7 or 8. That's usually when symptoms start to develop. And once symptoms starts to develop, there's very little that can be done. Depending on when it's diagnosed, you can possibly do a stem cell replacement. But other than that, you really just kind of have to let it take its course. There's really nothing that can be done. And so we've been working on getting it as a mandatory test for newborn screening. It was not a mandatory test, and it's something that can be found from birth. And if you know that it's coming, if you know that the gene is there, you can watch for it and continue testing and catch it and stop it. There is no cure, but you can stop it if it's found early enough. So that's what we've been advocating for. They made it national on the national screening panel, and just last year we did get it on the Florida panel. It's already New York was actually the first place to start testing. They're already testing in New York, and they thought that based on their number of births, they would find maybe 10 cases in the first year, and they found 18. So 18 boys and 2 girls who are carriers have been found, and because of the direct result of the newborn screening, that one of the other one of the other mothers was advocating for her son Aiden, and in New York it's called Aiden's Law. And so she's been really the big force behind the national drive, and really helped us in our push in the state of Florida.
So then girls can be affected.
No, it sounds like a carrier.
Yeah, but
they're the carriers, and sometimes they'll exhibit minor symptoms, but they don't get the disease. They're just the carrier.
Okay, got it. Okay. Wow.
I'm so sorry to hear about your
Very
son.
sorry to hear that. At least,
And it's great that you're getting something or doing something positive out of such a tragic event.
Yeah, it was. Again, what the real sadness was that we didn't even know, and so that means there were so many other parents that didn't know, and that's honestly the bottom line is what you're advocating for with the newborn screening is that now it just gives parents the ability to know, and once you know, then you can take the proper steps.
Wow.
So we feel really good about that. There's still some hurdles because although it's passed in the state of Florida as being part of the newborn screening panel, they still have to pay for it. So that's what we're working on right now. But it is going to happen. It has to happen now because it's been approved for the newborn screening panel. So they've got to find the money somewhere because it has to happen now. So we are happy about that. As I said, New York really led the way here, and they started testing right away, actually. So they've been testing for, I think, 3 years now, maybe two, but at least 3.
Hold on 1 second, okay? Because this is a great information that we want everyone to be able to hear. It's saying, Krista Joy is commenting.
Is his partner.
Okay,
Krista, just so you know, we did have it public. Facebook put it to friends, so we did have it public. So we're having a little issue with this right now, but I did post it to your wall, Krista. So you should have it because it said it was successfully posted to your wall. So tonight I'll be able to change it from my computer again to public, and then there's nothing we can do right now. But it's also now on YouTube, right? Gino, it's also now on YouTube, guys, which is wonderful.
It's on YouTube, Hamilton Radio 1.
Cool, right?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So we want to give a shout out, Peter, to, I'm sorry, Pablo's out there.
Pablo.
Hey, you know Pablo?
That's how I got connected.
I know Pablo. I do know Pablo. He's a good friend.
Oh, well, he's listening. He sends his love.
Pablo, we love you. He's the one who hooked us up. Yeah, thank you, Pablo.
Yeah, Pablo Reyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, so do you want to sing anything like a cappella? Like anything?
Preferably Elvis related.
Preferably Elvis related. Okay.
For Jerry's sake.
Okay. Yeah, I've got one that I do sometimes from the movie King Creole. Okay. I can do that. Okay. Let the stars fade and fall, and I won't care at all, as long as I have you. Every kiss brings a thrill, and I know that it will, as long as I have you. Let's think of the future, forget the past. You're not my first love, but you're my last. Take the love that I bring, then I'll have everything, as long as I have you. As long as I have you.
That was beautiful.
Very lovely.
Beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So tell everybody about your upcoming. Oh, I got your package. I'm wearing your button, by the way. Thank you, thank you.
You have a package?
Very
She
good.
sent me a package.
Very good.
Got a button.
Aw.
I got a CD, a couple CDs, and some amazing stuff. Thank you for all that. So tell everybody.
Do we need to send out? Do we need to send out more packages? Is that what I'm? Is that what I'm hearing?
Oh, well, I need to be cultured. So, I mean, if you want to send me a CD, that'd be great.
I'm an owner of
We
this
can-
station.
we
I'd
can-
love to have a package.
All right.
Thank you.
We love gifts.
Do you want to tell everyone
Well,
about some of your benefits?
We will get you some stuff out
Okay.
ASAP.
That'd be
Absolutely.
awesome.
Thank
Your
you.
name will be all over New Jersey. Well, at least Mercer
Excellent.
County.
I was born in New Jersey.
Yeah,
Where?
where at?
I was born in Teaneck.
Oh, okay. That's south, right?
Yeah, and we lived in Inglewood for a number of years.
And then your family got smart and moved to Florida.
No, well, my dad was teaching music, choral music at Columbia, and he got offered a job at the University of Florida in Gainesville. So we
makes
moved
sense.
to Gainesville when I was about 3.5.
So what I just
And
learned
so-
from that is music runs in your family.
Yes.
That is awesome. So your
Yeah,
father
my-
taught music.
Yeah, my dad's a choral director, and my mom was a elementary music school teacher.
Oh, that is awesome. That was always one of my favorite. Oh, I guess they were electives.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, wow, that's awesome. And then you were just surrounded by. Do you play instruments too?
I play a little piano. I haven't played it in a while, but I took lessons for a number of years. But it's been so long. I mean, I still remember chords and I know how to read music, but I haven't actually played in a while. So
But you have a band then, right?
yes, I do have a band, the Corvairs, and we do. We do a lot of stuff. Stuff from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, into some 90s, and then I also have another band called Splashback, which is just basically a Beach Boys tribute band.
No, Beach Boys, I know.
Rumor has it you were born in the same hospital as Ricky Nelson.
Yes.
Wow.
I don't know who that is.
Yes.
Oh, please.
If she doesn't know who Elvis is, she
Oh,
doesn't.
please.
I know who Elvis is. Come on, let's be real.
Okay.
I mean,
Come
Okay.
on.
anyone who has a pulse
Well,
has
Ricky-
heard of Elvis.
All right.
Do you remember a group called Nelson? They had real long hair.
No.
Okay, that's not striking. That's his two sons, and then his daughter Tracy Nelson was an actress. She was on a lot of television shows. He was married. Now, this you might know. Do you know who Mark Harmon is
Yes, I do. I do.
from NCIS?
Yes, I like that guy. Salt
Okay.
and pepper. Yeah.
Yeah. Ricky Nelson married Mark Harmon's sister, Kristen.
Oh, that's cool.
Look at that.
So
6 degrees of separation.
Mark Harmon is his brother-in-law.
And so it's like something you tell everyone that you were born at the same hospital as this character?
Yeah, but usually I get the kind of reaction that I just got there. So I'm rethinking telling
Oh my
that
gosh.
story.
I love that story. You can tell
That
that
is
story.
a great story. You just have to pick your audience and not someone
Yeah.
that like me. I don't know, Mike Oregano. Did you know who that was?
Oh my
And he's
goodness.
younger than me, so
Oh my goodness. So, what do you have coming up? Tell us about some shows you have coming up.
I have a show coming up at the American Legion in Sanford, and we've got several events coming up that aren't public. We've been doing a lot more private shows and corporate events. We did just recently strike a deal with the American Legion. We're going to be out there probably once a month, doing shows out there with a couple of other entertainers, and I've been showcasing and working on new things. If Krista updates my calendar very regularly, and if people want to go to peteraldenentertainment.com, that lists everything, and it also gives you links to our Facebook page and where she has all the events posted, dates, times, addresses, and all that kind of stuff. She does a real good job of keeping all that kind of stuff up to date. Thankfully, so I don't have to, because I'm terrible and I would double book myself constantly. So it's good that I have.
Jerry does that a lot.
So what does
Yeah,
traveling man and garden party mean?
Songs.
What does what?
Traveling man and garden party. I know, but I want to know why she's typing that. What does she want you to know about that, or us to know about that?
Those were two big hits for Ricky Nelson. Traveling Man.
Oh, the Ricky Nelson thing. She don't know.
Krista, it's a lost cause, honey. I mean,
Oh my goodness.
It's like butting your head against a wall with me. I'll Google it later.
So let's talk about what you do for veterans. Let's talk about that.
Okay.
Tell everybody.
Well, we do a ton of work for veterans. It's a cause that's very important to me. There's a brand new, as I said, there's a Legion down here in Sanford. They've redone their whole. They have a huge room where they would put entertainment, and they've redone it all, and they call it Studio 53. And they're just bringing in all kinds of entertainment to entertain the guys that are there, and they raise a lot of money for wounded vets, and they have a special celebration each year for a particular vet. Usually they take one that has several injuries and is just having trouble paying bills, and they focus all their attention, and they can develop a huge event for some of these servicemen, and women, and it's just it's just something that's near and dear to my heart. I have two uncles in the Navy, so the military and vets are very important to me. So I do a lot of work with the American Legion, the VFWs, the Eagles, and anything like that. I try to do.
Well, that's
Eagles
really
just to kind of give back a little bit.
What's Eagles?
What's what?
You said Eagles, not like the football team.
Oh,
right?
that's not like the football team. It's another service-based organization where service people can go to, just to gather and have meals and cocktails and get together and play games and pool and just
that's awesome.
hang out with. Yeah.
Oh.
So Peter, tell us about how the Canadians in Mexico love you.
The Canadians in Mexico loved me. In fact, they loved my Ricky Nelson show more than the other show.
Oh, all right.
No, we had a fantastic time in Bucerias, Mexico, and we didn't realize that Mexico is where a lot of Canadians go on vacation.
Oh,
really?
Whereas a lot of Americans would go down to the Bahamas or things like that, and Canadians love to go to Mexico. And there's a huge Canadian population of people who have retired and then just moved to Mexico.
Really?
Yeah. I had absolutely no idea that they were so attracted to Mexico, but they love it there, and there's a huge Canadian population, and the place where we were is a little resort that you would never find unless you were really looking for it. But just a fantastic little place. They have a gourmet chef working there, and the food is just spectacular. But I think a lot of the people over there were fascinated with my sideburns, because I guess a lot of them they don't grow sideburns over there apparently for whatever reason. So they were just fascinated
Now I have to
with
see
my
him.
son.
I need to see him now.
Say hello to Peter. Tell him who you are, young man.
What's going on, man? My name is Mike Oregano. Yeah.
And tell him what you do.
Yeah, I'm a professional one-man band.
Hey, that's cool.
It's really
Oh,
cool.
he's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, man.
He's
So
gonna
what kind of places where do you play?
Well, I'm based out of Jersey, so I do mostly New Jersey right now, a little bit of New York and Pennsylvania. But you grew up in Teaneck. I went to Ramapo, so you know Ramapo College?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's by there. But I've been playing a lot in like North and Central Jersey. Are you familiar with any of that?
Oh yeah, a little bit. It's been a while since I've been there, but I kind of know the basic areas. Not enough to know them by exit, as they say. But,
Yeah. I don't know where I'm going either. I just put in the phone. And it takes me there.
in the beginning of the show, Peter, when you guys can watch it, you'll hear him sing. And he's gonna. What date are you gonna be on my show?
January 16th.
And he's
Tuesday.
He's gonna have his little band, his one-man band stuff set up and everything.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, that impresses me to no end, because when I played the piano, I would try to sing and play, and I am just super impressed by people who can play and sing at the same time, because you know what, it's a very difficult thing to do. So you're playing how many instruments at the same time, then?
Well,
Plus
yeah.
5?
Well, I do the drum set with my feet, the guitar. The guitar sounds like a bass, so technically 2, and then I sing and I play keyboards on my mic stand, like kind of at the same time.
And he made that
yeah.
setup himself.
Yeah, I mean, you have to build
So
that.
cool.
Oh, you have to build your own? It's not like you can go out
You
like.
can't get a one-man band in a box. And
Oh.
No, it doesn't. You can't get a package from
I
Florida.
wouldn't know that either.
Oh, okay. I thought it came like that. You just
So-
assembled it. That's amazing.
That is great. Well, I am marking that down, because I definitely want to.
Yeah.
I definitely
check
want
out
to that show.
YouTube, Mike Oregano.
That's great.
Type it in
Mike
on YouTube.
Oregano. Imagine that. That's his name on YouTube. Mike Oregano.
I love that
So,
name.
okay, so Peter, so tell us about the Elvis honeymoon house in California last Christmas.
That was fantastic. That's where Elvis and Priscilla, and Priscilla was Elvis's ex-wife. Just so
I do. Peter.
Oh,
I know. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not that dense.
Oh, yeah.
All right, go on,
the-
Peter.
it's in Palm Springs, California, and that's where Elvis and Priscilla honeymooned. It's an incredible tour. There is a husband and wife. They conduct tours to the house, so you can go through it. It's not as well known, even among Elvis fans, as Graceland or even some of the other places. What's neat about it is they take you to the rooms. You can touch the sinks and the countertops. They invite you to sit on the bed and open drawers, and it's just it's incredible to go through there, and it's
Wow.
very hands-on tour. But each year for special events, they'll have an Elvis act or someone there to pay tribute to Elvis. At that particular time, we were there around Christmas time, so I did Christmas was very important to Elvis, so we did a Christmas show there, and they opened it up to a little audience, and the room was packed. It was filled. There was nowhere to sit. They had all the chairs set up, and it was packed. And we did our show and took some pictures with people, and it was kind of neat to perform. Somebody said it was kind of like being over at a party and Elvis came out and entertained everybody. So that was a neat little thing.
So
but
I have a question.
everybody really enjoyed it. It's a beautiful, beautiful house.
So I have a question. So you went into the bedroom there?
Oh, jeez.
Yes,
And
yes.
could you touch the bed and sit on the bed?
I actually did, because we took some pictures.
Oh, honey.
This was just a honeymoon, like a vacation home. That's what this was.
Yeah, it's a vacation home. I believe, I can't remember who owned it. I want to say Frank Sinatra at one point, but I'm not sure about that. But it was just a vacation home that they used for their honeymoon because they wanted to get away. They wanted to go somewhere where nobody knew where they were. And this house is still it's just in the middle of a neighborhood. There's no big signs that say this way to the honeymoon hideaway. Nothing. Unless you know where you're going, you will never know it's there.
So basically, anywhere his footprint went, you can make a museum into it now.
Absolutely, because I would absolutely go there and lay on the bed.
I know you would, and that's crazy.
Absolutely.
That is great. So at Graceland, you can't lay on the bed.
No, I tried. I almost got arrested.
No.
The alarm went off, right?
The alarm went off on the plane.
Yeah.
Lisa Marie, yes.
They will probably take you out in handcuffs.
But I would be okay with that. I mean, imagine how proud I would be that I got arrested for that.
Her mugshot would be her Facebook default picture.
That's okay.
She'd be so proud.
Me?
Smiling ear to ear.
I'd be smiling as they're handcuffing me and taking fingerprints. Take them, baby, take them.
I was just going to say, why does she look so happy in that mugshot?
Okay.
yes. Smiling ear to ear because she laid in Elvis's bed.
So I'll tell you that story because this is a true story, Peter. So a friend of mine came from Australia, and he was also an Elvis fan growing up. So we went to Graceland. It was a couple years ago. And I went when Graceland first opened up as well, and I don't remember the Lisa Marie being there at the time. Maybe it was. I just don't remember that. But so we went into the Lisa Marie, and the last room on the plane is Elvis's bedroom. And it has plastic on the bed and a sign that says, "Do not touch." So I hand him and he has MS, so he has a problem with his arm and one leg, he limps. So I hand him my cell phone, or my camera at the time, and I said, "Listen, I'm going to lay on this bed, and you're going to take this picture." And he said, "Mate, we're going to get arrested." And I said, "I've waited my entire life to lay on one of Elvis's beds. You're going to take this picture."
Just one of his beds.
So I lay on the bed, and they had it gimmicked. It was an alarm. Alarm goes off. He drops my camera and runs off the plane. Okay?
So he didn't even get the picture?
No. Okay, I got the picture of the bed, but I wasn't on it. So, Peter, tell us about TCBRadioNetwork.com.
TCB Radio Network is radionetwork.com. Crystal will get mad at me if I don't say the whole
Say it all, because she'll get mad at me too. I have directions.
And it's actually it's actually Krista's brainchild. We had been looking she used to do podcasts about Disney, and there's just millions of Disney podcasts. But she also likes Elvis, and we looked around, and in the United States, there is only one podcast that's being done. It's done out at Graceland. Now there are podcasts being done from other countries, and most of them are not in English. So there were no podcasts being done here in the United States about Elvis. That was just Elvis news. We're not talking about playing his music.
Okay.
Just news about Elvis and things that you didn't know about Elvis. So we started doing this, and we've branched out into interviewing people who knew Elvis, who worked with him. We talked with one of his girlfriends. We talked to his spiritual. One of his spiritual guides, one of his best friends. I've known his nurse for a number of years. We talked to her.
Oh, I love her. Ginger Alden, is that who you're talking about?
No, we spoke with another lady. Her name is Mindy Miller. She dated Elvis before Ginger.
That whore. I'm so jealous.
I can't believe you just said that word.
I'm so jealous.
No, Mindy was just a gem to talk to. Just a fantastic, lovely lady.
Wait, she dated him and was his nurse?
No.
Oh.
No. Oh, no. She just dated him briefly. Marion Cock was the name of Elvis's nurse. She was a nurse at Baptist Memorial Hospital in Memphis. And when his doctor determined he kind of needed a private nurse to take care of him, she was actually assigned because she was, as she said, she was never really an Elvis fan. She liked Dean Martin and other people like that. And you can Wikipedia Dean Martin later.
I know. Peter, you're killing me.
I know.
I do know who that is too.
I'm terribly sorry.
Believe me, I will stop you when I'm confused. When I'm dazed and confused, I'll let you know.
All right. But she gradually became just a very good friend and a confidant to him, and she has actually been our most popular guest to date. She just has just a huge base of people that love her, and honestly, when she talks about Elvis, you can hear the love that she had for him in her voice when she talks about it. And everybody that we've talked to obviously had a love for him. And when we first started doing that, we thought we're going to have like 10 or 15 questions to ask these people, and they get to talking about the question we asked them, and that'll lead them into another tangent. And so we just kind of sit back, put our feet up, and let them go.
Yeah, well, that can get the best interview right there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stories.
Well, they have so many different things to say because they all knew him for different reasons and had different types of relationships with him, and it's just amazing. People who knew him, that once you get them talking about him, they can't stop. I've never known of anybody else like that.
Now, Peter, I have to ask this question. Now, Jerry and I had a debate a few shows ago. Do you think that
easy answer, Peter?
Do you think that Michael Jackson will ever become like Elvis is today?
No.
Thank you, Peter. So can we move on there?
All right.
Listen. So I have a question for you. I heard an interview with his nurse actually on Elvis Radio, and she seemed so amazing. She said that there were times where he would just ask her to come in and sit and just listen to him or tell him some stories, and when he was maybe feeling down. So she was like a real good friend. She ended up being a real good friend, right?
Yeah, he was. So many people wanted something from him, and she never did. She didn't even take a salary.
How about that?
When she was working for him, and that's just something he appreciated. Everybody always wanted something from him, and so to have her just be there and talk to him, knowing that there was no ulterior motive for why she was there.
So I'm told to ask you about the rain during Mindy's interview.
Okay, the rain during. Well, Elvis had bought Mindy a car, and I can't remember what the name of it was, but they were not in Memphis. They were out in California, I believe, and they were going to fly. They were going to fly the car back, and then they were going to have the car taken back. And she said, "Well, why don't we just drive it?" And the way she told the story, he kind of hemmed and hawed. I was like, "Well, yeah, okay, we can do that." So he told everybody on the plane, because now you have to understand, Elvis. It wasn't just going to be Elvis and Mindy in the car. He had his bodyguards. He had all these other people that had to go with him. So there were about 8 people in this car driving back, and the sky was dark. There was lightning going. There was definitely a thunderstorm, and it was getting ready to start to rain, and then it started to rain and sprinkle a little bit, and it was raining a little bit more. And Mindy said, "Elvis, you're going to need to turn the windshield wipers on." And he said, "I don't need to turn the windshield wipers on." And she goes, "Well, it's raining out." He says, "I know, but it's not going to rain on this car." And he stuck his hand out of the window, and she said that it rained on either side of the car, but it was not raining on top of the car.
What? Why? I'm confused.
Because he was speeding?
No, no. It was just Elvis had felt that he had a real, a very, very spiritual connection with God. And Mindy kind of kept this story to herself for a while. And David Stanley, Elvis's stepbrother, was also in the car with them. And David Stanley wrote a book about growing up, being around Elvis, and he told this same story in his book.
Wow.
That Elvis put his hand out and it did not rain on that car. For whatever reason, it did not rain on the car.
Did you know that, Jerry?
And they never did turn the windshield wipers on.
Well, that's an interesting story.
It's just, and Mindy said too, she says, I tell this story and people look at me like, what?
Yeah, that sounds insane, but I mean, I could believe it.
Spooky.
Yeah.
Wow.
I bet you Michael Jackson could make it rain.
Yeah,
too.
probably not. All right, so let's...
Okay, now hold on here. I feel like I've gotten. The one thing I have to tell you about Michael Jackson. My son Gabriel, who passed away from ALD, loved Michael
so
Jackson.
Did I.
Okay.
And what's really funny is when I would do my show, he would go out front and he would dance. He would do his Michael Jackson, the spins and the little moonwalk thing. He would do all these Michael Jackson moves while I'm singing Elvis.
That's beautiful.
That is beautiful.
That's beautiful.
I love watching young kids dance
That's
like
beautiful,
Michael Jackson.
Yes.
So Gabriel loved. Oh my God, did he love Michael Jackson?
So Peter, I have a
Just loved
question for Samantha here. Do you know how to? Can you sing any Ricky Nelson, like just for a minute?
Maybe
or
a
so?
popular song he had that
so-
someone with such a small brain like myself can actually absorb.
Someone with a small. Well, his last number one was Garden Party. I went to a garden party to reminisce with my old friends. It was a chance to share old memories and play a song again. But it's all right now. I learned my lesson well. See, you can't please everyone, so you got to please yourself.
Well, thank
Yeah,
you,
no,
my
that was
darling.
beautiful, but Mike
They
Oregano
got
and I
nothing.
are.
They
No.
got nothing.
No, you got nothing.
It's not just me, it's Mike
Yeah.
Oregano too.
Got nothing.
You know what's funny about that, Peter, is my two daughters know that song, and they're 20 and 23.
Okay.
Really?
Yes.
That's great.
Well, they obviously
That's
had
great.
better child rearing.
So let's play
Yes,
another
that's
song.
the mark of good parenting.
Yes,
that,
there you go.
that
We're
they
gonna
know.
play another one of your songs, Peter. Hold on tight, baby. All right, Gino.
Here we go.
Peter Alden.
You clear?
You know I can't be found sitting home all alone. If you can't come around and at least please telephone, don't be cruel to a heart is true. Baby, if I made you mad for something I might have said, please let's forget my past. The future looks bright ahead, but don't be cruel to a heart that's true. I don't want no other love, baby, it's you. Don't stop thinking of me, don't make me feel this way. Come on over here and love me. You know what I want you to say. Don't be cruel to a heart that's true. Why should we be apart? I really love you, baby. Close my heart. Let's walk up to the preacher and let us say I do. then you know you'll have me, and I know I'll have you too. Don't be cruel to a heart that's true. I don't know what no other love, baby, it's still you and don't be cruel to a heart that's true. Don't be cruel to a heart that's true. I don't know what no other love, but baby, it's still you and thinking of.
Right.
A song that I knew.
She knew "Don't Be Cruel." That's good. That's good.
You know, my mom actually had all his CDs, but I just don't remember her playing them.
Elvis?
Yeah, just not around me. It was like Billy Joel and Elton John and people like that.
Oh.
But I have a new appreciation for Elvis now, Peter.
Well, here, because I know Billy Joel was a big Elvis fan, and one of the stories we got from one of the Elvis people was they had gone over to see. He was working as a road manager and went over to see Billy at his house and walked into the garage, and there was a huge mural of Elvis on the garage that Billy had painted. And
Really?
and the guy said, I didn't realize you were such a big Elvis fan. He goes, oh my God, yes, I don't telegraph it because, you know, it's just something for me that's something. But evidently he wrote Only the Good Die Young for Elvis. That's his tribute to Elvis.
Oh, I didn't even know
Is,
that.
the song Only the Good Die Young.
I love that every time I bring up some other celebrity's name, he has a way to incorporate Elvis into that. It's so cool.
You do know Billy Joel, right?
Sorry,
Sam?
I
I
freakish, isn't it?
Hey, Peter, wasn't the Innocent Man album is also dedicated to oldies and Elvis as well, 50s and doo-wop?
Yes,
Yeah,
that is
that's
correct.
what he said in the
Yep.
interview.
Yep.
I
yep.
love that song, Only the Good Die Young.
Wow. I didn't know that. Interesting.
So you meet all these people that tell you interesting stories about their encounters with anything Elvis related.
Yeah, and I mean, it's funny you say it's like, isn't it funny how you always turn it back to Elvis? But it's weird how everything connects to it.
Apparently,
it's bizarre, but it's fascinating at the same time when you think about all these lives he's touched and how intertwined everything is with him. It's just a testament to everything that he accomplished in the short time he was here.
yeah, and it was a short time too. 77 is when he died.
Yep. At 42.
Wow.
Yeah, I was born too late.
Yeah. I was born too late too, obviously.
Well, forget that.
Well, now here's the thing. Are you a Disney fan at least? Do you like Disney? You've heard of Walt Disney, right?
She's not heard of that either.
No, I mean, yeah, I know Walt Disney. I know.
Okay,
I know
because
Disney
I
movies.
did do recently a CD of some Disney stuff that we kind of we took them and kind of made them sound more 50s and 60s, but we
You
took a
turned
lot
them
of
into
different
Elvis?
songs from.
You made
What?
them Elvis songs?
No, we didn't make them necessarily. There's a couple that sound like Elvis, but it's just kind of like we took songs from Little Mermaid and 101 Dalmatians and Jungle Book and Lion King and stuff like that.
That's
And
interesting. What made you do that?
we just kind of did them in our own way, a little more 50s and 60s sounding.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
Now those songs I definitely know.
Yeah.
My mother obviously propped me up in front of Disney movies instead of enlightening me with
Donald Duck.
yeah,
Now
Mickey
that
Mouse
one-
Clubhouse.
Oh, so funny.
Now that one's actually is available on iTunes. It's called
Okay.
It's called Kingdom Classics, but that one is on iTunes.
Now, what made you decide to do that? That's an interesting choice.
Well, we were we were looking for a new outlet to make money. No, I mean, Disney is just so incredibly huge down here. And somebody had asked me to do, what was it? Somebody asked me to do Cruella de Vil one time. And
Oh, wow.
and we did Cruella de Vil, and then a couple different guys in the band said, you know, we should do a CD. And then Krista said, you definitely need to do it because I have all these Disney people that I can get it to, and they can talk about it and possibly get it out. So,
Well, that's great.
so that's what we did. It was, you know, it was fun. It was a little bit different for me, but it was an enjoyable product. I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out.
So tell everybody a little bit about Krista, because she's also going to be a guest on my show. I think it's next week, I believe.
Krista is,
or the week after.
She's my social media guru, and she takes care of all that. She takes care of all the road business and things like that, and you know, just takes care of everything to make sure. And she's the one that gets everything ready and all the notes that I need, and we are also together. So that
I
makes
love
it
her.
that much.
I
That makes it all
absolutely love her.
that much better. So yes.
And we're going to tell everyone that Kingdom Classic is his Disney album, and your album is also on iTunes.
Yeah, that one is on iTunes.
Okay.
Correct.
And you were also, and this is very cute, guys, you were also on an episode of Mickey Mouse Club.
Oh, yes.
How old were you?
Oh God, that was it was the. I'm trying to think. Was 80s because it was when Justin Bieber and Britney and Christine and all them were on.
Well,
and
not Justin Bieber. Hold on. This is where I can correct you.
Uh-oh.
It was Justin Timberlake, not Justin Bieber.
Oh.
All right?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh,
sorry.
wow.
So get your 90s pop right,
baby.
Elvis fan.
Oh, my God. Thank
Oh,
you.
wow.
I am so happy within the last hour I was able to school you on one thing. Uh-oh. Can you breathe? Are you
No,
good?
I'm joking.
Okay. All right. She's breathing.
Yes,
We're
you're
so
right.
good.
I'm sorry. You're
Oh
absolutely
my
right.
gosh.
But that's awesome because you got to hang out with young Britney Spears before she went crazy. Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, but the funny thing, and I don't know, they had a show within the Mickey Mouse Club that was kind of their kids' version of like Dynasty or Dallas, or so. It was like their little soap opera that they did, and it centered around their Mickey Mouse Club band. That they weren't the Mickey Mouseketeers. They're kind of like they're trying to be more grown up, and but their band was auditioning for this club, and the character I play is a really weird, freakish Elvis impersonator that gets hired instead of them. So that was I was supposed to I couldn't sing badly. I went in and tried, and I was just like, I'm sorry, I can't do this bad. So they just put a really horrible outfit on me and had me say some just ridiculous things, but it was interesting. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I will say that all the kids on that show were really great kids. At least when they were on that show.
Yeah, I was about to say
I don't know.
Pablo's
I
giving
don't
you
know
a perk here, Samantha. Good one, Sam.
Aw, thanks, Pablo.
So you also worked at Disney, I hear. Gosh, you really were involved with Disney.
Well, you know, when you live in Orlando, you kind of have to eventually get there.
Yeah, they suck you in, right?
What'd you do when you worked there?
I worked at one of the first places I worked was the Jungle Cruise. I was a Jungle Cruise skipper out there, and this was right out of college, so I was like 22, 23 years old, and I worked at a Jungle Cruise, and I worked at the Haunted Mansion, and Davy Crockett's canoes, and just a lot of places around the Frontierland and the Liberty Square area. Then I moved over to the Disney MGM Studios when they opened, and I was a tour guide at the backstage tour and the special effects tank, and then worked as they had the Rocketeer movie came out, and for a very brief time they had the Rocketeer out there as a walk around character. There was a gallery, they called it the Rocketeer Gallery. It was just a place where they had all the props from the movie, and the Rocketeer would make daily appearances out there. So,
did you ever have the urge to dress up as Elvis and Chuck at work?
No, because
gosh.
you're not allowed to have long sideburns at Disney.
Oh, excuse me.
So I
You're not
had
allowed
no
to have sideburns at Disney? That's blasphemous.
But you
Yeah,
can
well,
look like a mouse?
that's changed now. Now I think you can even have mustaches.
Oh,
But
okay.
when I was there, you couldn't have a mustache, a beard, or long
How
sideburns.
about that? That's crazy.
Wow.
Mike, do you have anything you want to say? You're allowed to talk.
Yeah, no, I'm not usually one for comments. Sounds good.
He's just more of a performer.
He's so cute. So I have a question. Do you sing "How Great Thou Art"?
Yes, it's on my. I have a gospel CD, and it is
No,
on
but I
that
mean-
CD.
I mean, like
Right now.
acapella now. Would you close us out with that?
Oh, sing "How Great Thou Art" right now.
Well, in a minute, before you end.
Oh, in a minute. Okay.
I would like you
Okay.
to tell everyone else what you want to tell them, what you're going to be doing, and your upcoming shows, benefits, whatever it is that you want to give yourself a perk. We can do that now.
Yeah, well, we've got a ton of stuff coming up, and if people want to go to peteraldenentertainment.com, we have everything there, plus links to our Facebook page. Krista's actually working on another page called Peter Alden Live, which is nothing but just the concerts coming up and things like that. I know that I would get dates and locations mixed up, so just go to peteraldenentertainment.com and you can find links to everything there, or Peter Alden fans on Facebook.
Okay. Awesome. I just want to say before you sing that song, I just want to say thank you, because I know you're incredibly busy, and to take your time out for this was awesome. And I really, really do appreciate you. And I follow you on Facebook, and I think you're just a wonderful, beautiful man. And I love Krista. I love her.
Thank you. I appreciate that so much. And like you said, when Krista and I got your poems, I'm just blown away. And she said, yeah, she does this for everybody she has on our show. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
But you know what? I did one thing different for you guys. You're the only ones I've ever sent the poems to. Laminated, decorate. No, I decorated them, and I usually just email them to them after the show, but I sent it to them, decorated and laminated. Oh,
beforehand.
Yes.
Yeah, they were fantastic.
Yes,
Oh, sorry,
I just had to. No, it's okay. I just had to send them to you guys.
Yeah,
That was a great poem.
It was fantastic. Those were great, and I again, creative people. I love being around creative people, and poetry is something that I certainly cannot do. So I'm amazed that you write these for everybody. That's just amazing to me. I love it. I thank you for that. We're going to hold on to it, and I think Krista actually put them both up online.
Okay, great.
So other people could see them, because
So,
it was just great. We appreciate it very much.
I said hello, and I can't wait to have her as my guest, and we have to go, but would you close out with that song for us?
Yes.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art. Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great one.
Thank you, my darling.
Oh,
Okay, good. All right, we're clear. I just got to take off Facebook.
Mike, are you ready to incorporate some Elvis into your performance?
Such a night it was.
Such a night with the moans and all.
It was great. This was great.
Jerry